Welcome to GPL Capital Talks on Tuesday, a weekly podcast, bringing to you an interesting talk related to finance every week. Stay tuned. Hello everyone. GEPL Capital brings to you Talks on Tuesday, a weekly podcast, episode number 42. Our today's topic is how much to save for an emergency fund by a financial planner, Hetika Ladhani. Over to you.
Hello everyone. As we know, the ongoing pandemic has definitely made us realize the importance of various personal financial aspects, and emergency fund is one of them. In life, nothing is going to happen as per our plan, even if we plan well in advance. So, in such cases, being well prepared before any situation arises is a wise thing to do. COVID-19 along with other problems has created financial crisis as well. As a result, many investors, specifically the equity investors, have suffered huge losses. On the top of that, we are also seeing that many companies are on the verge of job layoffs and salary cuts. In such a situation, surviving peacefully is quite getting difficult. In order to sustain such a crisis and have a peace of mind, we need to plan our finances accordingly. And hence, emergency fund planning becomes one of the most crucial aspects to look at. But what is an emergency fund? Emergency fund is also known as contingency fund. It is a corpus usually created to take care of all financial emergencies arising in the short term period. Now, these emergencies can be in the form of medical emergency or payment of dues or even a temporary loss in income. Therefore, having an emergency fund in place often helps us to take care of such crises without panicking. However, the question which arises now is how to build and how much to build an emergency fund. Let me help you to understand the process of building an emergency fund. Building an emergency fund requires a few inputs, such as your fixed expenses, your money outflow in the form of insurance premium and EMIs. Hence, we would recommend you to first note down all the fixed expenses, that is, those which cannot be avoided under any circumstances. For example, payment of rent, cooking gas, groceries, electricity bill, doctor fees, school fees, regular medicines, etc. are all considered as fixed expenses, which even if you lose your income, you will need it in your survival. On the contrary, expenses such as dining out, buying clothes, buying electronics, going out for a movie, etc. are examples of lifestyle expenses and are not necessary for your survival. Hence, we need to first understand what are our fixed expenses. Also, along with the fixed expenses, we need to note down our insurance premium and EMIs too, as that is something which can't be avoided or occurred. Let us take an example which will help you to calculate the required emergency corpus. Suppose your monthly fixed expense is 20,000, your annual insurance premium is 15,000 and your EMIs are 10,000 per month. Now with this, we will calculate an emergency corpus which should account for your 6 months expenses. If we all add it up for 6 months expenses, the total corpus comes to 1,95,000. Now, you might be wondering that how come the emergency corpus is 1,95,000, as annual expenses when we add it up are 3,75,000 and dividing it by 2 makes it to 1,87,500. So ideally, as per this calculation, it should be 1,87,500. But one more important thing, we need to understand that we generally pay the insurance premium annually. Hence, we need to consider it as a whole, and as we incur fixed expenses and pay EMIs every month, we need to consider it for 6 months. Hence, the corpus required will be 1,95,000. But if somebody asks, okay, what is a thumb rule for an emergency fund? How much a person should actually ideally be investing or ideally be saving for emergency fund? So let me tell you, as a thumb rule, you should have a minimum of 3 months to 6 months of your expenses as an emergency fund. However, it is bare minimum needed. So we would recommend you to have 1 year of expenses as your emergency corpus. Definitely the amount required will be on the higher end, but you can consider it building it gradually. Not just that, but you also need to review it annually to account for the change in your spending patterns. Once you have accumulated the emergency fund, you shouldn't leave it in cash or the bank account entirely. Hence, invest in such a manner that you earn decent returns from it without compromising on liquidity. The ideal thing to do would be to spread the emergency fund across liquid funds, short term funds, and debt mutual funds. For example, if you have accumulated 1 lakh rupees as an emergency fund, what you can do is keep 20,000 in cash at home, 30,000 in your savings bank account, and invest remaining 50,000 in a liquid mutual fund. As per our research, we suggest you some debt mutual funds where you can invest your emergency fund. First is Axis Liquid Fund, Aditya Birla Savings Fund, DSP Liquidity Fund. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hetika, for this interesting insight. Stay tuned for our next Tuesday Talks, where we will be talking to you about 3 ways to choose the best index fund. Also use the hashtag AskExpert at GEPL Capital on Twitter and get all your questions answered on the stock market. Thank you.